Hello and welcome to Cosmoteer. Cosmoteer is a starship building game in early access. There's a lot to do. You can check it out on Steam. Let's jump into it. I'm going to be creating a themed set of ships. The first ship I'm making today is the starter ship. If you go into the career mode, you're going to be presented with a choice of starter ships. You can choose the starter ship L, C, or S. I tend to prefer the S. I think it's a nice ship. So let's look at that one. Model S costs 61,000 credits, almost 62. You'll see also the Model C and the Model L. Based on which one you pick, you'll have different amounts of starting money. Let's start with the Model S. Let's try to build a bee-themed Model S ship. All right, so I want to use about the same components, so I'm just going to leave it here in blueprint mode and kind of move this stuff around, get it a little bit bee-themed. There's a few problems that I see on the starter ship that I like to fix whenever I do something like this. For instance, the cockpit is close to the cannons instead of the power, right? We want the power to be closer so that the people moving energy around the ship have shorter distance to walk. This is not necessarily wrong, but the weapons here are a little far back for my liking. It is close to the energy though. But you know, I think we're gonna theme this thing a bit like a bee. So these can be like its mandibles. And I want to put those right next to the shield. Now really this only adds one space to how long a person has to walk to get energy to it. I think it's good. And for its antenna, we're going to put a little bit of floating armor on the ship. Now, floating armor is just armor that's not really connected to the corridors or anything else. And what it's going to do is still absorb hits. You know, if a stray shot kind of gets around the corner of the shield here, it's going to get absorbed by this armor. There you go. So that's an antenna for our bee. We've got some laser blasters, our shield. Another thing I like to fix about the starter ship is you don't need two hatches. You never need two hatches, especially on a ship this small. If you're doing something zany where there were sections of the ship that were only connected by a structure, you might need two air hatches where somebody goes in one, flies across space to get to the other part of the ship. But that's a that's a poor way to move your people around your ship. I guess the next most important thing, I'd like the people to be close to the generator. I'd like some doors put in. This fire hydrant, this fire extinguisher can move. You know, fire extinguishers are important, but honestly, if this ship catches on fire, it's doomed. I could just get rid of this to save a little bit of money. I don't want to do that though. I still want to keep at least the functionality of the other starter ships present in this ship. The cockpit can go in the back, that's fine. We don't need this extra corridor space. I think if we move all of these thruster areas here forward, and I should be mirroring this. Oops. Oh, it sees the fire extinguisher as a piece of the ship and move the center line. So let's take all of this and cut it. We're going to move that forward, and it'll function kind of like B-wings. Okay. Oh, my thrust is coming into contact with my antenna now. Well, I have a couple choices there. I could just do without reverse thrust. No, it's not the worst thing ever. Bees are a little clumsy, so it kind of still works thematically. I feel like if I move it down, I'd have to move it down too much, and this really starts to get distorted. I could move this back and put reverse thrust in this area. Looks like we're going 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would need reverse thrust of a small thruster here. So I'd have to move down the storage. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll get rid of this. Put in a corridor. so these engines can still be reached. And put in reverse thrust, we got it. We want to keep the same amount of storage. So we're going back to our four spot storage. We could put another storage down here. We could put more thrust. I don't really like more thrust because then you've got people walking through the storage containers to refill those engines. We don't need any more people. We could just put some armor or some thematic element back here. That might be the way to go, honestly. What kind of useful starting stuff do we have? A point defense in case some kind of missile gets behind us. The thing is, not all of these are unlocked at the start of the game. We could put our fire extinguisher and things back here. That's not a bad idea. Again, I'm not a huge fan. Yeah, okay. Fire extinguisher and hatch. I'm not a huge fan of fire extinguisher on a tiny ship. It's just your ship is gone. It barely takes 1 second from a capital ship to completely obliterate this thing. Is it really worth preventing fires on? I don't know. But again, don't want to remove any of the functionality that the starter ships have. Okay, that can just be improved, so we'll wait. Let's turn this around. That way people can enter it from the hallway. The generator will need access to the back and to the front. In fact, these are really useful doors to be able to go directly into the shield. Generator. Wow. Yeah, so I almost filled up all the doors. A lot of times that's not necessary. And there we have it. 62.6. That's coming in pretty close to the other starter ships. Let's take a look. Not bad. Let's give it a paint job. I want it to be a black base coat. And the yellow for some stickers. Let's see. Something like that. I think the illustrated style is kind of cool. Ah, here's something we need. We are going to put a stinger on this guy. Cool. I want to do something about these wings. Maybe some white. Nice. Okay. How should I finish this up? And maybe some accents for the eyes of the bee. Bee eyes are that kind of creepy, round, black color. And they have a lot of fur. That's looking goofy, bro. How about that one? You know, I'm okay with it. It's not amazing, but it's all right. And we're gonna be having some white tips, not because bees do, just because I kind of like the look of it. Okay, yeah, starter ship. Now let's save it. Let's have a look at how it costs compared to others, how it performs compared to others. We'll call this Beehive Starter. And that looks good. Let's load in a new ship. So we're gonna make a new one. Let's make the ship that it was created from. Model S, load ship, make it so. So that's 61.7. Ours is, let's look at it again. $62.7, so we're talking about 1,000 money more. Same functionality, just rearranged a bit. Nice paint job. And yeah, that's our starter ship for the bees. Now, making a starter ship might be silly. It might not be something you mass produce later, but this allows us to actually get started in campaign with a bee ship if we wanted to play an entire bee campaign, which, you know, depending on how this goes, I might do that. We'll set our guy to a barbarian. He's wild, and let's have him fight for a bit. Now, generically, these two are going to be very evenly matched. They have exactly the same armaments and shields. If anything, his ship is going to run out of energy a little faster because internally his people are moving quite a bit farther to get to the generator. But both of our generators, yeah, there, see his weapons have already run out of power. But both of our generators should be able to keep up mostly with the demand of energy on our ship. And certainly it looks like our shields are not going to go away anytime soon. So this would be a draw. We would shoot each other until the sun went out. So I'm going to go ahead and yeah, call that one a day. Thank you for tuning in, and next time we'll get into more interesting ships, bigger and better, onwards and upwards. Thank you. Bye.